It's not radio. We've got someone who's what people can see this of what's
Tonight's game comes brought to you by Soccer. I'd also like to thank our premier partners, the Tomo Homes Ballarat.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Mars Minor Dome NBL1 qualifying final night as we head towards the inaugural NBL1 championship game in a couple of weeks' time. My name's Cameron Luke and we find ourselves in a slightly chilly outside Ballarat, but the action indoors is going to be anything but. A Ballarat Miners team that have dominated the men's side of NBL1 from week one, and they now have themselves a double chance and a home court to protect tonight for a week off in a home preliminary final. Their opponent is a Kilsyth Cobra team that, while started the season well, due to injuries, some unavailability and some poor form, while it hasn't probably left them ranked as highly as we all thought they might have, they still have the same opportunity as Ballarat to earn a week off in a home prelim. This is going to be a big one. Thank you for joining us, and I'm joined in the commentary booth tonight by local Ballarat Miners legend Travis Earlich. Hello, big fella, and this is exciting.
Oh, I like the local legend.
Well, you know, it's a town historic on basketball knowledge and skill and passion, and you're a huge part of that, mate, and welcome. It's going to be big.
Yes, it will be. We'll be very excited. Two very similar teams built on similar styles of play, going to go head to head and well-deserved spots that are ready to go. It'll be the team that executes. I mean, it's an easy thing to say, but the team that executes the same style of play better will be the team that wins tonight. Two
teams that like to run, as you said, chock full of talent, guys who are going to play in the NBL, guys who have played in the NBL, guys who still harbor dreams of playing in the NBL, even though they might not currently have a contract. But before we talk about on-court and tip-off just over 3 minutes away, just talk a little bit about the season, not necessarily on-court for Ballarat, but the excitement around the Miners, the Ballarat basketball community, the new stadium's not far away, and really when a team's winning, like the Miners are, and finish on top with the top seed, how much excitement there is around the town and the community.
Yeah, heaps. I mean, and there's a slogan that goes around our Ballarat Miners of "My town, my team," and it really is. That is a legitimate statement. They are a big integral part of the way that our town moves along and bleeds, and the program is huge. They do a lot for the schools. They go out to, they're even into moving into Ararat and towns that are well out of Ballarat, which is just an enormous part of it. And the new stadium actually opened last week. So it's actually open now. They just haven't moved into that with our minors program. They wanted to keep it here because it is this court is huge for them, and they want to send it out in style.
Interesting as well, having a quick chat to Brendan Joyce pre-game about the new stadium. He can't wait, obviously, to get in there. But there was also that, I guess, sense of, hey, you know what? We've built such a dominant home court advantage in a place that is so historic as we are here in the Minor Dome. There might have been a little bit of, we're going to a place, that home court advantage that we've worked so hard to get might actually be dulled a little bit playing in a court that we haven't actually played a home game in there. So as it all stands, we are here at the Minor Dome tonight to watch two teams go at it, and a week off, as I mentioned, awaits the winner, and a home prelim in a couple of weeks as we head towards a national championship that will be held at the State Basketball Centre in 3 weeks' time. For the Ballarat Miners, who really needs to step up? They're chock full of talent. They do it in so many different ways. But in your mind, who's the player that has to have a really good night to make sure this team wins?
Evans Jr. Has to be. He leads the game. He leads the team in points scored, and a lot of offense runs through him, and so it should be too. He's 6'10". He can shoot the ball. He can do everything, and a lot of the offense and a lot of the motivation around the team bleeds on what he does.
Yeah, and he's an excitable guy, and I reckon we might talk a little bit about his NBL possibilities, and of course already been in the league in the past and pushed close to a Melbourne United roster spot about 2 years ago as well. We'll talk a little bit about that going forward. For Kilsyth, for me, I think it's Peter Hawley. I think Towie Smith-Milner and his availability over the next couple of weeks and the remainder of NBL1 is dependent on tall black selection as they head towards a World Cup campaign. But I think Peter Hawley is the lifeblood. He will start point. Him and Sam Short, Melbourne United championship teammates, will go at it at different points. I think if Hawley has a big night, then it goes a long way to helping Kilsyth get the W. As you have a look at this starting five for Kilsyth, Felix Van Hoff is there. It's an interesting, little bit of a different one. No Peter Hawley is going to start. I see Isaac Turner's out there, Michael Wern, Towie Smith-Milner as well. And I'll tell you this, keep an eye on Sean McDonald. He's had a really good year, had a big second half to really propel them to a win that got him a double chance. And if he isn't yet on the horizon of a NBL team in a development spot. I reckon he might be about to be announced in the next week or two. But that's the starting five for the Kilsyth Cobras. Chris Patton, who has been battling a hip injury, is playing. He's in uniform. And Peter Hooley will come off the bench. For the Ballarat Miners, run us through the five, Trav, as we get towards tip-off.
Yeah, we've got Sam Short playing the one. You've got Kwani going to play the two. You've got Fox coming in, playing the four. Dengakuth at the five. And it looks like, well, it should be Jerry Evans coming off here. He'll play the three.
He takes a little time to get out there. Now he does wander in. It's been a wonderful regular season. It has led to the top of the table, Ballarat Miners earning a home final to kickstart the NBL1 here on a Saturday night. And there we go. Jerry, it's going to be the big fella, Dengakuth and Smith Milner to kickstart. The referee's going to about to zing it up. And we're away here at Ballarat. It's won by Kilsyth. And Sean McDonald will take control off the top. Here's Von Hoff. Werner will restart again. In the man, Ballarat. A little bit of a mismatch. Sean McDonald gets a Kuth on him, spins on it, goes off the glass. Can't finish it. Sam Short with the rebound. And Dengakuth is so long, so even when he might be mismatched with speed a little bit, can still get a hand.
That he can, yeah, that he can. He is so long. McDonald needs to learn that he has to play through his body. He has to play off 2 feet and play through his body.
Here's Fox. No double team comes. Kicks it out. Kwani for three. That's off the iron, and Kilsyth will come the other way. Here's Turner. Had a really good year. Broke his hand. Missed the only matchup between these two teams early in the year. There was a 16-point win for Ballarat. He kicks it out. Von Hoff turns down the shot. Gets inside. Out to Turner, the left-hander. Smith Milner raises an eyebrow, gets a Kuth up, now goes at the body, blocks the left-hand shot, and Dengakuth already changing shots. Fox top of the key, guarded by Von Hoff, the captain of his team. Evans for three. We were right on that one, right at home. It comes off the iron, and Von Hoff, and what has been a nervous first minute a little bit for these two teams. Still no score. Smith Milner. Here's Turner, left-hander, guarded by Kwani. Now gets a Kuth on the mismatch. Into Smith Milner. Great cross-court pass. McDonald turns down the three, kicks it out. Wern for three in front of the Kilsyth bench. That one's off. And this has been, from a shooting standpoint, a rough start.
That it has. But both teams just trying to feel their way out. Kuth had a bit of way inside. Evans has had an open shot. He will look at that constantly.
Fox, turn around, baseline, nothing but net. Kick starts the night. And it's 2-0 Ballarat.
Fox hitting fadeaway Jays is going to really help his confidence.
Smith Milner guarded by Kuth. They'll be competitors this year in the NBL. Smith Milner at Melbourne United. Kuth, of course, at South East Melbourne Phoenix. Here's Von Hoff. Turner looks at it, has Fox in the eye. Now shoots with the left hand from 25 foot. Got to get a hand, and Fox gave him just a little bit too much room. And the man averaging just under 18 points a game in this year knocks it down. And it's 3-2 Kilsyth. Early doors here at Ballarat. NBL1 qualifying final. Kuth just outside the foul line. Nothing but net. It looks like he's worked a little more on his range this year, Trav, from where he has been previously in his basketball development.
Yeah, you can clearly see over the season that's really improved. He came into the year not wanting to shoot that mid-range J, and he's now wanting to shoot that open shot from the elbow.
Smith Milner takes a little bump. Kuth stays long enough though. Off the hand, Smith Milner was able to get a hand to it, couldn't do it. And Jerry Evans Jr. beats McDonald for the rebound, and we'll start again. Throws it over Fox. Von Hoff had him fronted. Fox had it. Evans Jr. just really had to put into the fingertips, but unfortunately the fingertips was all that he got. It's out of bounds, and it will stay with Kilsyth, who need 4-3. It's Ballarat, rather, after the Kuth jump shot early doors. 7 minutes to go, first quarter. Sean McDonald, guarded by Evans Jr. Not a great deal of movement from Kilsyth, but in the end, Isaac Turner was able to get open off a Smith Milner screen and finds the bottom of the net.
Yeah, that was a wonderful screen from Milner. That's what your big fella needs to do, particularly when Turner's on fire like he is already.
Wants it back inside. Fox just directing traffic. Now Kwani, guarded by Isaac Turner. Thinks he's got the height and the strength mismatch. Finds Evans Jr. on the 45 on the opposite wing. Can't hit it. Von Hoff with the rebound, and Kilsyth leads 6-4, 6.5 to go. McDonald gets it inside, kicks it out. Smith Milner for three. And that Kilsyth bench is up, and straight away Kilsyth are letting it fly from beyond the arc.
That's 3 in a row from beyond the arc. They're on fire at the moment.
And this is why they're dangerous. Here's Sam Short. Too easy for Fox inside. Smith Milner's got to get a hand. Short was able to find him. This is what Kilsyth and why they're so dangerous. They're up and down form, and great job there. Jerry Evans Jr. is just able to strip it and lay it in. But they're a veteran team who know what it means at the business end of the year.
Yeah, they only average 86 points a game, but they've scored over 100 for more than half the year. I mean, they can light it up if they put it on when they're on fire like they are.
Smith-Milner, Sam Shaw blocked the wound. Little fadeaway straight into Smith-Milner's hand. He misses the three. Still lead 9-8. He's short, guarded by McDonald. Kwani. Oh, Akuth talking that range. He turned down the three and just bumped into Smith-Milner, who isn't overly impressed with the call, but I'm not overly certain what he thought was going to happen when two big bodies collide. He didn't have position.
Yeah, it's an interesting look there, Akuth not wanting to shoot that. Towards the end of the sort of 3/4 from onwards to the end of the year, he's been shooting that three. So, I mean, finals time changes your mindset, doesn't it?
Peter Hooley comes in. Wern takes a seat.
I find
Kwani just lobs it up to Akuth. Had the mismatch on Hooley, but Hooley was able to recover and strip it away. Now he'll push the other way. Hooley kicks it outside. Doesn't get him too cleanly, and McDonald will start again. There's Turner. Trying to crisscross and gets around Kwani. Too easy, but that's what Akuth does. So particularly well. Uses their length and agility. That's what Southeast Melbourne Phoenix really like about him, and he proves it there.
Yeah, Turner didn't go up there because he thought he got fouled, so he didn't go up with strength. I find it interesting Kilsyth are playing a zone. Ballarat are known for being a pretty good three-point shooting team, so they've started in a zone for most of this quarter so far.
Von Hoff over the top. It's 8-9, 4:49 to go. I know there might be some live stats and scoreboard issues at home if you're watching it here on NBL1 YouTube or through the @NBL1 social apps, but it's 9-8, 4:49 to go, first quarter. All 9 points scored by Kilsyth from beyond the arc, as Deng Akuth is patrolling the paint so particularly well early. As we look at this, and comes from the weak side, he's got the length and the agility to be able to change shots even when he's not in the position and guarding the man.
Yeah, I mean, and it makes it easy. He's defending Smith-Milner and he wanted to play it on the perimeter. Akuth not wanting to own that. So if you want to attack the rim, you need to know where he is at all times.
Fox to the foul line, looking for his third and fourth points. He nailed a nice fadeaway early. When it comes to Fox, and we'll see Coleman shortly, how big is the early shots to go down for these imports to kickstart their confidence?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, it'd be interesting to see. I mean, it's an interesting comment. Evans has missed 2 open threes that he'd be quite disappointed about, and we know he's a confidence player. So it is big time.
A little bit of pressure up the court by the Miners. They were able to break it, although they're a bit disjointed now. Here's McDonald, thought about the three. Back to the zone for Ballarat, but they leave Peter Hooley wide open, and he knocks it down. And the pressure did disjoint their offense just a little bit, but in the end, they were in the zone, and there was a missed match.
4 threes in a row, Kilsyth.
Short tries to respond the other way. That one's in and out. Smith-Milner got away with a nudge. Doesn't matter because Kilsyth will push. Hooley wants to pull up on short. Gets into the key. Spins around. Gets a little bump. And he'll go to foul line for 2. And this is what Peter Hooley does so particularly well. It doesn't look overly pretty. And you would have seen a lot of him, of course, being a Ballarat Miner for the number of years that he was. But he's able to get to the rim and do it. If not, conventionally, and be able to knock down the layup, he's able to get to the foul line and draw the body contact.
Yeah, it's a good point. Unconventionally, it looks ugly, but he gets to the line. He either makes it, he goes to the line for one, and he's a wonderful shooter, but somehow he forces you to foul. He has that amazing knack to get that done.
Must be so frustrating as a defender as well. And Sam Short did a pretty good job there as well.
And Short's a fantastic defender. And he's got fantastic length too. Very
similar theory, and length is such the in thing with defence nowadays. We talk about Akuth. That's a pass that was tipped by Hooley. Falls to turn, and now it goes back to Hooley. He'll lay it in. And his Kilsyth team, Azaria pushing up a little bit as well before going back to the zone. I think they might now be back in that man. 16-10, 3:55 to go. First quarter, Minor Dome. The opposition, 4th-ranked Kilsyth Cobras, have come out steaming. Kwani for 3. Got it. Can't go under. Can't go under the screen on Kwani.
No, can't go under the screen on Kwani, and particularly on that left side of the floor. He loves that side of the floor.
Here's Hooley. Off the Chris Patton screen, who's just checked in. Has had a sore hip, but he's right to go. Poor pass by Hooley. Kwani takes it on, got the confidence. Comes off the knee, and it'll stay with Kilsyth. Kwani suggesting maybe he had it wrapped across the arms. Referee disagrees.
We spoke about this off air, Cam, but here's a guy that a lot of people don't know about, Marquise Coleman.
Tell us a little bit about the year that he's had, not necessarily how good he is, but why the disruptions have been, the frustrations, and why we haven't been able to see the best of him so far.
It's just been plain and simple injury.
Yep.
And towards the end of the year...
Is it the same injury, or is he getting different injuries?
No, so there was a hamstring tightness and hamstring issues at the end of the year, and when you had top spots sewn up, they sort of played it quite safe with him.
Yes.
Had an ankle at the start of the year, and I think at some time there was a bit of a shoulder complaint as well. So he's had a few things wrong with him. But mate, he is legit. He can play. He's a wonderful import that any team would love to have. The average 16, 3 and 3 in a game with almost two steals a game is just phenomenal stats.
Von Hoff can't finish it. They lead by 3. 16-13, 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Here is Coleman, down the Fox, back outside. Coleman for great look. Akuth wasn't quite ready. And that's maybe a little bit of not playing a great deal together because of the injuries that Coleman hasn't been able to be on the court as much.
Yeah, but I reckon Akuth knows that he can shoot that at about 40-odd%, so he should have shot that himself, and he's looking for that offensive board.
Two of the main contenders coming into this NBL1 season. This is how they play out. Meeting in a qualifying final. Double chance up for grabs. Patton uses the body well, but couldn't knock the little 4-foot jump hook. Akuth did enough, and now Ballarat will try and erode that 3-point deficit. Here's Jerry Evans Jr. off the Fox screen. Kwani. Hooley's gone underneath again. It happened last time, same spot. This one's a different result as it bounces hard off the iron. Ursic with the rebound. Here's Patton. Kwani thought about the double tie, just drops it off, but the referees found something. In fact, what they have found is a foul, I think, on Jerry Evans Jr., just bodying Ursic.
Yeah, he's trying to recover on that back cut. Sorry, Cam. He's just trying to recover on that back cut there, and he used his arm bar to push out there. Ursic couldn't keep up with him.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt there, Trav. I'm not certain I would have called that one early in a final, but setting the tone's all right. And what has been a good first quarter. 16-13, Hooley to reset, tries to throw it to Patton, but again short, uses those long arms, finds Fox, back to little give and go, just drops it underneath. Coleman thought about the dunk, in the end laid it in. It's 2 points nonetheless, and that leads back to 1, 16-15. A 1-point lead in this first period for Kilsyth.
How good was Shorty there? Gets the stop off the inbound and pushes the ball up the floor, and he's the first one up the other end.
Hooley hands it off. Patton thinks, goes up in the end, can't finish it. Hooley, can he get the rebound? No. It falls to Akuth. And the confidence of Sam Short has shown, as we see him again attack it, is the confidence, and it's a lot of a different situation when you're coming off the bench in limited minutes in the NBL, but this is the Sam Short with the confidence and the ability to take the game on, and we want to see when he goes to the next level. And as he's open for 3, goes straight around Patton like he's standing still, a little fadeaway going away from the basket and falls. That's what you want to see at the next level. I understand hard with spot minutes, but we know the guy can play at this level and definitely in the one above as well.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why he's not quite there in the NBL yet. It's just his lack of offensive power and skill to want to get there. But it is growing, and it is there. He's just got to get the confidence to do it.
And that's the type of year he has had, and that's why the NBL and NBL1, not just for a player like Sam Short, but many players, does such a great job of instilling confidence and more belief in their game as they become more rounded, and hopefully not just for Sam Short, but for many men and women in the NBL1 season are able to translate into the NBL and WNBL into the summer. Ballarat leads 17-16 minutes ago. There's that zone by Kilsyth. Couldn't find Kwani though, and he hits his second 3 of the quarter, and it did an okay job early, but the zone in the last 2 or 3 minutes has broken down.
Yeah, Coach Schuler would be really annoyed with that. Kwani just swang straight through. There was no eyes. Everyone had eyes on the ball, and Kwani has an open 3 in a zone like that. It's just unacceptable.
Here's Patton. Just backing it in deep. Gets the little bump, and it counts. He's had a hip complaint. It has bothered him for the better part of the last 6 weeks, but he's a player that, when doing stuff like that, he can absorb a little bit of contact and go up and finish the 3-point play. Yeah,
and this is the key moment. In a couple of minutes here, where Akuth sits off and you bring on Lingard. Patton and Smith-Milner really need to make the most of these few minutes. Lingard's a good body and he's strong and he wants to throw and he's happy to. He just doesn't have the size and the height to keep up.
3-point play, the old-fashioned way for Chris Patton, who's now going to take a little rest. Sean McDonald's going to come back on. It's 20-19, 35 seconds to go. First period here at the Minor Dome, NBL 1. First weekend of the finals, the top seeded Ballarat Miners v the 4th seed Kilsyth Cobras. Kilsyth persisting with this zone. Here's Fox. Bumps into Smith Milner on left-hand dribble. In fact, I reckon Quiney step trying to save it, but I think it might have actually been off Chris Patton. Either way, in the end, it'll change it. Smith Milner might get answer it. Chris Patton comes back in. Smith Milner's going to take a seat. Shortest substitution history of the time. Spent about 19 seconds on the bench, one possession.
It's an interesting stub on your last play. It's going to be the last play of the quarter and you take off Smith Milner.
Here's Hawley, guarded by Sam Short. Melbourne United Championship teammates. Shot clock is off to end the quarter. Hawley fakes it to Von Hoff, gets it inside. Little fader, tried to kiss the basket, tried to kiss it off the roof. In the end, was able to get his own follow-up, and they lead now with 3 on the shot. 2. Sam Short just loses it, but it comes off Felix Von Hoff's hand, and with 1.3 on the clock, Ballarat will hold it under the baseline. Who takes this shot, Trav? Who gets it in their hands?
Coleman will come off this line play, come out, or Kawani will get a double screen here and pop out to the deep corner.
Here we go. Sam Short's to quarterback it. Looks. There you go. As always, Akuth just steps out. As you called it, Travis. As you called it. And Ding Akuth able to put Ballarat in front to end the first quarter, 22-21, as he kisses it from about 16 feet. And it's a 1-point lead for the hometown Miners after 1. What have you made of the first 10 minutes?
It's an interesting. I mean, it was a very slow start. Both teams just trying to find their feet. I think Kilsyth have been fantastic defensively, just with the way that they've thrown their half-court trap. It's really thrown them out into a man, which is very unusual in this league and what I've seen. You play a little half-court trap, every team generally goes into a zone, and that's really thrown Ballarat out, and the zone's really thrown them out. A couple of poor plays where you went under the screen for Kawani on the 3 and then lost track of him down in that last minute 3 there. Apart from that, they've played really good defense. And then on the opposite side of the floor, Kilsyth's offense, they're going to be annoyed. They'll be frustrated. Smith Milner's missed 3 open layups that I think he should have made. Patton's missed 1. They were on fire. They hit 4 threes in a row and then sort of just went cold a little bit as they finished the quarter. There's
Hawley with that layup. We're seeing the replay right now, and that's what you spoke about with the way they've disjointed defensively, being able to get their hands on a couple of errant passes and also throw out the structure of Ballarat at different times. But they did, as we said, that Quiney first of his 2 threes in the quarter. As we did see the quarter go on, we were able to see Ballarat get more of what they want out of the offense, even if it was throwing up some different looks from Kilsyth. And it will now be interesting. You mentioned Justin Schuller, the coach of Kilsyth, coming in with that plan in the first quarter. You've got to be able to then, on the run, change it and adjust it and try and distort what Ballarat are trying to do. So the changes after 1 quarter are coming. It's who's able to probably deal with them the best.
Yeah, and I've really enjoyed the coaching battle so far. You've got 2 legitimately very good coaches. I mean, obviously Joyce's resume speaks for himself, and you've got Schuller, who's an assistant coach at Melbourne Knight, and his resume speaks for himself as well. It's been a really good coaching battle so far.
22-21 after 10 minutes. It is Ballarat by a point on for Kilsyth. Von Hoff, Wern, McDonald, Turner and Smith Milner on the court for 2 teams that, while they're incredibly talented, don't go very deep into their benches as well. So a 6 or 7 man rotation essentially is how this game's going to be played out.
Yeah, it is an interesting lineup for Ballarat Miners. They do legitimately really only go 6 deep, and then Lingard comes in for about sort of 8 to 10 minutes a game as their 7th player.
Evans Jr., Short, Coleman, Quiney and Ding Akuth on for Ballarat. Here is Coleman, guarded by Wern, goes to the left hand, goes behind him, gets a little bum. Wern might have got him on the hip with the arm check. Either way, Coleman looking aggressive there, straight off the bat, and he'll go to foul line for a couple.
Yeah, and that's what makes Coleman so hard to defend, because he has to play up hard, Turner has to sit on his three-point shot because he's shooting above 40% from the three, but he's so athletic. He's 6'4", he's not little, and he's so athletic and quick. At one dribble and he's at the lane shooting a layup.
Cashing in there with the freebie. At NBL1 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube to get involved. Not only watching the games, but keep involved over the course of the week as Coleman nails both and extends that lead to 3. As we head towards Championship Day, August 17, both the NBL1 men's and women's championships will be decided. Jump on Ticketek. Here's Wern, guarded by Sam Shaw. Back in that zone for Ballarat. Von Hoff off the screen, thought about it, got Jerry Evans in the air. Now the stagnant again with the shot clock at 6. Smith-Milner just faces on Akuth and knocks it down from 18 foot, and that leads back to a point.
Quite a simple play, but just a simple jab step that just makes Akuth just slightly hesitate back. It gives him an open J.
Coleman, too much room, off the dribble, uses it. It's a little hesitation, the eyebrow raised just to get Wern just sitting off him, and he's going to hit them all day, you'd think. McDonald inside, Akuth came in late. In the end, he threw it up just to stay away from the hand, more so than make the basket. And it comes off the iron, and Ballarat come the other way. Jerry Evans Jr., the follow 3, can't nail it. Akuth keeps it alive, though, turns around. Jump hooks hard off the iron, fights again, but he might have got over the top. Foul on Akuth, and that's the way it's going to stay. Brendan Joyce saying it's just 2, maybe 3 rebounders. We look at the, what do you make of this? Firstly, the jump hook. Let's look at the foul.
Oh, that's soft. Von Hoff is leaning back. I think Akuth just got punished for being huge.
Taller, yeah. And they're the type of fouls you don't want to see called.
No.
In these type of situations. In particular in the finals game, where they set the tone early. Here's McDonald off the Von Hoff screen. Doesn't really use it now. Smith-Milner. 3-point lead for Ballarat. Turner at the top. Guarded by Kwani. Uses that left hand. Comes off the Von Hoff screen. Shot clock at 4, they have to get going. It's another stagnant offensive set by Kilsyth, and they've, honestly, probably been bailed out by a soft foul.
Yeah, absolutely. Von Hoff just had to make a play late in the clock to do something, and Kwani's trying to take a charge and set in front. Really, Kwani just needs to slide his feet and keep him going. That way, he's not going anywhere. He's going to the deep corner. He's going away from the hoop.
This is a little bit of what Kilsyth year has been about as well. You mentioned statistically where they sit, averaging just 80 points a game, and sometimes they get over 100 or half their games, but they do go cold in periods where they don't get anything done. And even that, not an unreal set. Nice move by Felix Von Hoff off the left-hand dribble and the pull-up, but not a set that got them a really good look, and that's a couple in a row now for Kilsyth.
Yeah, they've had to rely since they sort of went on that when they made those 4 threes with just some individual brilliance.
Well, baseline, can't finish with Evans. Akuth should go up and dunk it, and he does. That's what he should have done last time. He's gone over the 2 hands, and that's what he can do. He's got the length on this Kilsyth defensive unit, and it's a 3-point lead, 28-25. Here's Turner, step back, doesn't want it. Von Hoff does. Off the iron, Akuth with the rebound, and Ballarat try and use the momentum again. The lead's a 3. Here's a double team that comes off Smith-Milner's leg, and it'll stay with Ballarat. Hawley back in. Wern takes a seat. Jerry Evans Jr. to reset it. 28-25, 7:40 to go. Second period here. Qualifying final 1. Still in his zone for Kilsyth, and that finds Jerry Evans Jr. wide open. And I reckon you get the feeling he's had 3 good looks here, Travis. He knocks 3 of them down. Kilsyth are no longer in that zone. Turner just steps back off the left-hand dribble. It's again another poor offensive set by Kilsyth. They will hold it again.
Yeah, that's an absolutely good call, Cam. Evans has just not been able to hit it yet. He hasn't made one yet. He's none for 6.
Bully to reset. McDonald gets it, guarded by Kwani. What can Kilsyth get here with 10 on the shot clock? Turner wants to take it on Akuth. Uses the body, doesn't do it enough. The length of Akuth, enough to block it against the backboard. Now Coleman the other way. Just hands it off to Short underneath in the key. Great defense there by Smith-Milner. Short gets it back, uses the body in the end. Tried to play for the foul, couldn't finish it. Now Hawley pulls up, 3:45, net. And there's been a foul off the ball on the rebounding as well. Smith-Milner using his arms to demonstrate as we look at this. There's the Kilsyth dunk. How much have you seen that this year, big fella?
I can't get sick of it. Let's say
You
that.
can't,
I'm
that's
not
true.
sick of it. You can't get sick of that.
And we spoke a little bit as we look at Hooley just pull up, and it was never missing. We had the perfect angle right behind him. That's what we want to see. You know, we talk about Sam Short using the confidence to the next level. That's what we want to see from Kilsyth as well, who didn't get opportunities last year as a pretty stacked front line at the Kings, but now at the Phoenix, a little bit younger, inexperienced, and you hope that he builds on it as well.
Inexperienced, new roster, so you know, no one's locked minutes in that roster, so it's all a coup for him, and that's the part of his game that he's going to earn himself minutes. If he can put up, you know, double-digit points, he's going to play legitimate minutes.
Evans, little double clutch reverse, using the left hand off the glass and puts Ballarat back in front, but Kilsyth sensing a little momentum as well, or pushing it back down, and so they can get a little bit more. Here's Hooley, guarded by Short. Turner looking inside, can't get it, uses the right hand, gets inside it, Kilsyth changes it, kicks it outside though, McDonald for three, he can't hit it. Coleman will run down the long rebound, he's got to start, uses it, takes on Hooley, Hooley staying straight. In the end, it's not enough, Coleman kisses it off the glass. That's a 4-point lead, and Justin Schuler says, Kilsyth, we need to talk about it. 6:15 to go, second quarter, 32-28, 4-point lead for the Ballarat Miners.
Yeah, much needed timeout by Schuler. Ballarat on a 6-0 run. Just need to stem that tide. They've had, you've caught it before. It came over the quarter. They've just been able to play no offense. They've had nothing. They've not had no structure. Not been able to play anything through anything. They've just been able to. They're having to rely on some individual brilliance, and it's just not going to get it done against a legit defensive side like Ballarat. They're the #1 defensive team in the competition.
And this is exactly what we're talking about a little bit here. Kilsyth again lucky, ended up being a three on the semi-transition here from Hooley. The play before that where they scored was Smith-Milner facing up with 5 seconds on the shot clock and getting a nice little look as Coleman uses the body so well, wanted the foul, but we'd like to see that probably be play on, which the referee's called. And then it was Felix von Hoff having to break down one-on-one with a left-hand dribble from 15 foot. So their last 7 points, while they're only 4 points down, have all been, as you said, off individual plays more so than allowing the offense to get them good baskets.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the only sort of shot that you'd be really happy with is that transition three by Hooley, and you're happy for him. He loves that three. That's a layup for him.
You got to be able to try and get Kilsyth away from the basket a little bit too. Every time someone, be it Isaac Turner, as we've seen on a previous play, be it possibly with Peter Hooley a couple of times, Kilsyth is patrolling the paint so well. Anytime they're getting a semi-little look inside, it is being altered.
Yeah,
and that's something you've got to try and work out. Now, it's not easy to do to get Kilsyth away from the basket. That's why Justin Schuler's the coach, and we're not, as Coleman just picks Isaac Turner's pocket, wanted to dunk it, and in the end, probably stopped himself from being able to finish it. Now we go the other way.
I agree totally. Get Kilsyth from the rim, but you've also got to play him better. You have to play off 2 feet. You have to fight his body. You've got to make him bend at his hips. And if you're throwing little finger rolls and hook shots around him, he's gonna eat that every day.
That'll be frustrating for Coach Justin Schuler there. Out of a timeout, a strip, and then a really bad shot by Hooley from 25 feet that never really gave a chance. Now we're inside Fox on the double team. Felix von Hoff comes, kicks it out. Coleman finds Evans Jr. for three. Was that the first one to nail? It's not. And again, Kilsyth. Right and dive with Evans Jr. free. Hooley takes it on. He gets stripped away. It's chased down by Evans Jr., who points at the sideline for some weird reason, but he kept it in. And now we'll go the other way. Coleman thought about it, but doesn't take it. Now he feels he's got a mismatch. Inside, well, there's a mismatch all over the place. In the end, he couldn't finish it. Hooley saves it. It's off Fox's foot. I know finals sometimes do this. 32-28, 5 minutes to go here in this second period. Finals sometimes, in the pressure intensity of it, does it. This hasn't been an overly pretty offensive game from either team, to be honest.
And it's a bit of jungle ball. Somehow How Turner, I know I can break that down, but How Turner gets to that and ends up on a Kilsyth. You're under 6 foot and you end up on a 7-footer under the rim. That's jungle ball defense.
Again, a Kilsyth with a little couple of gimmies he's missed inside. Probably let Kilsyth off there. Here's Wern off the Patton handoff. Tried to give it back to him. Patton was open. Couldn't find to him. McDonald for three. And again, with the shot clock winding down, it's a late three that keeps the scoreboard ticking over for Kilsyth.
But it was through a play, though. You'll accept you'll accept Turner coming off that pick and roll. Kilsyth had to own him. Really should have thrown that to Patton, but it worked in the end.
Evans Jr. able to keep it alive. He'll go to the foul line for a couple as well. 32-31, 4:25 to go, second period. NBL 1, qualifying final 1 as we see the throw there from Sean McDonald. And then Evans Jr. down the other and is able to keep it alive on the glass. And their length, their athleticism and the way they're able to hit the offensive glass gives them opportunity after opportunity as Evans Jr. leaves the first one a little bit short. And any time you've been the coach, any time you get extra possessions, it breaks the heart of the defence while giving you more chances to score.
Yeah, I mean, you're forcing them to miss. I mean, essentially they're missing because of forced defence, and you're then allowing them a freebie to get it.
McDonald guarded by Evans Jr. off the Patton screen, tries to get him inside. Now it is Patton guarded by Evans Jr. Great little bounce pass. McDonald left hand, just cooked it, and again the perceived pressure of Dengakuth probably did enough, and that's something we've seen as Evans Jr. goes baseline, gets bumped. Thought I heard a whistle. The players didn't, so that's the main thing, so we'll go the other way.
Evans Jr. is playing a little bit too much for the refs at the moment for my liking.
Oh, nice move. And uses the ring there to protect himself from Dengakuth and ties it up at 33.
But you see the difference between what he did there was he used the ring and he played through the body, and it wasn't a hook shot. I mean, it was a straight over the head and it was quick. That's the way to stop Dengakuth.
You've watched Ballarat more than anyone else in the NBL 1 this year. Not a great deal of rotation players that Brendan Joyce uses. How does Dengakuth go in second half? So the athleticism and his ability to be able to get to the offensive boards and defensive rotation still there as the game does progress?
Yeah, yes it is. He's got a pretty good tank. He's got a very good tank. He'll sit off a couple of minutes, I would foresee, in the sort of at the start of the third quarter, and then he'll play the rest of the game as well.
Short comes back in. Coleman takes a seat. We're tied at 33. 3:33 to go. Second quarter, threes everywhere. 14 on the shot clock. Evans Jr. great pass inside Fox, just finger rolls it in. And Kilsyth in that little zone off the baseline, left it two open in the centre, and in the end, Fox says thank you and gives Ballarat back the lead. 35-33, 3:18 to go. Wern should have pulled up, now has to kick it back out. Here's McDonald, guarded by Fox, cross court, Wern, three, not even close in the end. Fox almost overcooked it. Here's Fox, tries to get Kwani inside, can't get it to Turner. Now he comes off a down screen. Short, looks to Evans Jr., feels he's got the mismatch. Double team for McDonald. Isaac Turner just steals it from him now when he tried to hold it away from McDonald. Wern the other way, takes it to the basket. It was a 3-on-2. Tried to play for the foul, no call there, and the referees let it go. Now the other end, Evans Jr. takes it on Patton, just throws it in the air and says, anyone want it? Isaac Turner says, will, and these are two really good teams. Great pass. Patton loses it though. Good hands by Kwani. These are two really good teams that aren't playing great offensive basketball right now.
No, it's, for a lack of better terms, Cam, it's ugly.
Yes, it is. It is, and that's, I guess, what happens when we get into any sport, of the pressure that comes with finals and a home prelim in 2 weeks. And such the advantage of one that holds. Playing on the mind just a little bit of these players. Here is Wern looking inside. Now Patton, guarded by Dengakuth. Cross-court pass. Erst for three. That one's a little bit long.
It's an interesting lineup here for Kilsyth. They've gone real small. Very small ball here against a very long and tall, big Ballarat lineup at the moment.
Might try and be a ploy to try and get Dengakuth away from the basket a little bit and open it up. Kwani for three again. Hits his third of the night, and all three occasions has seen the defender either go under or be unsure how to play that screen, and it's giving him the room he needs.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple saying, hand down, man down, and Hooley's hands were down, and Kwani's going to lift.
Hooley, guarded by Coleman. Turner, 8 on the shot clock, 7, step back 3, off the iron. 5-point lead for Ballarat as we end, or near the end of a second quarter, and they're using this opportunity. Sure, Wern thought he had him, Fox thought he had him pinned. In the end, the referee believed he did illegally. And Peter Hooley's giving him too much space on there.
Yeah, Wern had to gamble there. He knows he had the mismatch. There's no way that he can body up against Fox, so he had to gamble the wraparound. Just didn't work for him.
How big's this last minute 28 for Kilsyth in your mind? 5-point lead for Ballarat, of course. A momentum game, of course, the game of basketball. This last minute with a 5-point deficit, how big is to make sure they come out of this timeout and get a defensive stop and make sure they get a good score in a basket so that lead, which is 5, doesn't get to 7, 8 or possibly 10?
Yeah, I mean, it's self-explanatory, really. It is key. It's going to be key that they don't allow Ballarat to put a little 4-0, 4-6-0 run here, which Ballarat are quite capable. You must get a stop here and run the play properly out of this timeout, for which we saw and you called before that they didn't do out of the halftime and out of the last timeout.
Hashtag NBL1 finals to get involved. It is, of course, a big night. We'll check in with the scores. Frankston hosting Nunawading in the other qualifying final tonight. Tomorrow we'll see an elimination final between Bendigo and Melbourne Tigers. You got the scores there, have you, Travers? What do we got here?
Frankston 56 up against Nunawading 42.
What have you seen much of Frankston? Got Geelong and Dandenong as well in a close one. Geelong 68-60 over Dandenong down in Geelong. Frankston and Nunawading playing in the exact same situation in which these teams are playing tonight. Have you seen much of Frankston, whose second half of the year has been really, really good?
Yeah, I'm unlucky enough to miss them when they were here, and however, I did watch the stream when Ballarat went down there. I've watched a couple of their live streams. They're loaded. They are, and they've got a couple of imports who can match it with any import in this competition. They're very well coached. They're a good side, and in my opinion, it's probably the second best team in the competition.
And the way they run, and they've used the momentum as Coleman nails both foul shots and gets it out to a 7-point lead. They're using the momentum of the season and their players all being here now to really have a real crack at this thing. And right now, 16-point lead over Nunawading as they try and get a home prelim in a couple of weeks' time. Right, here's Von Hoff. What do they come out of timeout with? Need to score, down 7. It's a 7-0 run for Ballarat. Hooley gets inside, thinks about it, has to kick it out. Shot clock at 5, at 4, at 3. McDonald, great pass. Patton didn't want to go up strong, though. That's a shot clock violation. Didn't hit the ring. Either way, we're off. Kwani pushes the other way, gets inside, too easy, lays it up. Splits the defenders, 9-0 run for Ballarat.
And the last 4 points, as we said, I mean, that just couldn't happen. That was a nightmare for Kilsyth.
Here's McDonald. Gets inside, left-hand dribble. Doesn't want to go up over Coleman, though. Von Hoff might have stepped out of bounds. In fact, he did. And another turnover. The frustrating thing will be, they actually, while the shot clock was low, as we look at Kwani just get to the ring. Patton had actually quite a nice shot. Yeah, only moments ago, and chose to sort of make it a little more difficult for himself.
Yeah, he chose to take the contact instead of just lifting on the left side where he had a simple layup.
Here's Coleman, guarded by Turner. Wants a coup screen, uses it, kind of does. Now kicks it back outside. Shot clock at 8. They lead by 9. Kwani for 3. 4 in the first half. Another net. That lead is now 12. And Justin Schuler has to take a timeout. 18.7 seconds to go. Not a timeout, sorry, just a delay of game. Either way, last shot will be Kilsyth. Peter Hawley taps the head, guarded by Sam Short. Former teammates both here at Ballarat and at Melbourne. Here's Von Hoff. McDonald thought about it, kicks it outside. Von Hoff turns down the 3, gets inside, kicks it outside. Nice pass. Turner gets a couth up. Left hand dribble, bounces, no good. Patton, too late. It won't count. And a 12-0 run to end the quarter means that Ballarat will lead by 12 at halftime, 45-33. Before we take a quick break, quick summary on the first half in your eyes.
Yeah, I mean, Kilsyth only put up 12 points in that quarter. They had 21 at quarter time. They'd be very disappointed offensively. I mean, we're beating a dead horse there, I think. I mean, they had a really poor execution of their offense in that quarter. Just goes to show you only by the 12 points. Defensively, they're going to be disappointed too. They allowed 23 points. 3 times Kwani got open in that quarter, all from a swing through, and every single guy on the Kilsyth floor was watching the ball and just watched Kwani just dawdle through and get an open 3. Coach Schuler will be furious with that. He's a very big defensive coach, and he'll be furious with the way that they've played that.
Late of the game, it was a 5-point lead halfway through the first. Early doors for Kilsyth. Ballarat led by a point after 1. It was tied at 33 with just over 3 minutes to go. in the half, but a 12-0 run as well. Documented right there as see Ballarat lead by 12. Half-time of the Minor Dome qualifying final, NBL1, a double chance. Both these teams have it, but a week off is for one of these teams. The winner in 20 minutes' time will be back for that second half and plenty more. 45-33, the Miners by 12. It out. Smith Milner for three. And that Kilsyth bench is up and straight away dangerous. They're up and down form and great job there. Jerry Evans Jr. is just able to strip it and lay it in. But there Hooley comes in. Wern takes a seat.
I find
Kwani just lobs it up to Akuth. Had the mismatch on Hooley, but Hooley was able to recover and strip it away. Now he'll push the other way. Turner trying to crisscross and gets around Kwani. Too easy, but that's what Akuth does. Three. Back to the zone for Ballarat, but they leave Peter Hooley wide open. And he knocks it down in the bush. Hooley wants to pull up on short, gets into the key, spins around, gets a little bump, and he'll go to foul line. Passer was tipped by Hooley, falls to turn, and now it goes back to Hooley. He'll lay it in. And his Kilsyth passer was tipped by Hooley, falls to turn, and now it goes back to Hooley. He'll lay it in. And his Kilsyth come out steaming. Kwani for three. Got it. Can't go under. Come out steaming. Kwani for three. Got it. Can't go under. Yes.
had an ankle at the start of the year, and I think at some time there was a bit of a shoulder complaint as well.
So meeting in a qualifying final, double chance up for grabs. Patton uses the body well, but couldn't knock the little first quarter. 16-13, Hooley to reset, tries to throw it to Patton, but again short, uses those long arms, finds Fox back, the little give and go, just drops it underneath. Coleman thought about the dunk, in the end laid it in. It's 2 points nonetheless, and that lead open for three, goes straight around Patton like he's standing still, a little fadeaway going away from the basket and falls.
There in the NBL yet is just his lack of offensive power and skill to want to get there, but it is growing.
Just backing it in deep, gets the little bump, and it counts. In the quarter, Hooley fakes it to Von Hoff, gets it inside, little fader, tried to kiss the basket, tried to kiss it off the... Looks, there you go, as always, Akuth steps out, as you called it, Travis, as you called it. Looks, there you go, as always, Akuth steps out, as you called it, Travis, as you called it. And again with the shot clock at 6, Smith Milner just faces on Akuth and knocks it down from 18 foot. Baseline, can't finish with Evans, Akuth should go up and dunk it, and he does. Baseline, can't finish with Evans, Akuth should go up and dunk it, and he does. Play for the foul, couldn't finish it now, Hooley pulls up, 3:45, net. Long rebound, he's got to start, uses it, takes on Hooley, Hooley staying straight. In the end, it's not enough. Coleman tried to give it back to him. Patton was open, couldn't find to him. McDonough for 3, and again with the shot.
A little bit too much for the refs at the moment for my liking.
Oh, word, nice move. And uses the ring there. Evans Jr. feels he's got the mismatch. Double team for McDonald. Isaac Turner just steals it from him now when he tried to hold it away. Evans Jr. feels he's got the mismatch. Double team for McDonald. Isaac Turner just steals it from him now when he tried to hold it away from McDonald. Wern the other way. Takes it to the basket. It was a 3-on-2. Tried to play for the foul. No. These are two really good teams. Great pass. Patton loses it though. Good hands by Kwani. These are two really good teams that aren't playing great offensive basketball. Right. Get Dingakuth away from the basket a little bit and open it up. But Kwani for 3 again. Hits his third of the night. Get Dingakuth away from the basket a little bit and open it up. But Kwani for 3 again. Hits his third of the night. Sure. Oh, Wern thought he had him. Fox thought he had him. Kwani pushes the other way. Gets inside. Too easy. Lays it up. Splits the defenders. 9. Knock at 8. They lead by 9. Kwani for 3. 4 in the first half. Another bit. Knock at 8. They lead by 9. Kwani for 3. 4 in the first half. Another bit. Guarded by Evans Jr. Not a great deal of movement from Kilsyth. 4, 6.5 to go. McDonald gets it inside, kicks it out. Smith Milner for 3. And that Kilsyth bench is up and straight away dangerous. They're up and down form and great job there. Jerry Evans Jr. is just able to strip it and lay it in. But Hooley comes in. Wern takes a seat.
I find
Kwani just lobs it up to Kilsyth. Had the mismatch on Hawley, but Hawley was able to recover and strip it away. Now he'll push the other way. Turner trying to crisscross and gets around Kwani. Too easy, but that's what Kilsyth does. 3. Back to the zone for Ballarat, but they leave Peter Hawley wide open. And he knocks it down in the bush. Hawley wants to pull up on short, gets into the key, spins around, gets a little bump, and he'll go to foul line. Passer was tipped by Hawley, falls to Turner. Now it goes back to Hawley. He'll lay it in. And his Kilsyth passer was tipped by Hawley, falls to Turner. Now it goes back to Hawley. He'll lay it in. And his Kilsyth come out steaming. Kwani for 3. Got it. Can't go under. Come out steaming. Kwani for 3. Got it. Can't go under. Yes.
had an ankle at the start of the year, and I think at some time there was a bit of a shoulder complaint as well.
Meeting in a qualifying final, double chance up for grabs. Patton uses the body well, but couldn't knock the little first quarter. 16-13, Hawley to reset, tries to throw it to Patton, but again short, uses those long arms, finds Fox back to little give and go, just drops it underneath. Coleman thought about the dunk, in the end laid it in. It's 2 points nonetheless, and that lead open for three, goes straight around Patton like he's standing still, a little fadeaway going away from the basket and falls.
There in the NBL yet, it's just his lack of offensive power and skill to want to get there, but it is growing.
Just backing it in deep, gets the little bump, and it counts. To win the quarter, Hawley fakes it to Von Hoff, gets it inside, little fader, tried to kiss the basket, tried to kiss it off the... Looks, there you go, as always, Kilsyth just steps out, as you called it, Travis, as you called it. Looks, there you go, as always, Kilsyth just steps out, as you called it, Travis, as you called it. Taken again with the shot clock at 6. Smith-Milner just faces on Kilsyth and knocks it down from 18 foot. Baseline, can't finish with Evans. Kilsyth should go up and dunk it, and he does. Baseline, can't finish with Evans. Kilsyth should go up and dunk it, and he does. Play for the foul, couldn't finish it now. Hawley pulls up, 3:45, net. Long rebound, he's got to start, uses it, takes on Hawley, Hawley staying straight, in the end it's not enough, Coleman tried to give it back to him, Patton was open, couldn't find to him, McDonough for 3, and again with the shot.
A little bit too much for the refs at the moment for my liking.
Oh, word, nice move, and uses the ring there. Evans Jr. feels he's got the mismatch, double team from McDonald, Isaac Turner just steals it from him now when he tried to hold it away. Evans Jr. feels he's got the mismatch, double team from McDonald, Isaac Turner just steals it from him now when he tried to hold it away from McDonald, weren't the other way, takes it to the basket, it was a 3-on-2, tried to play for the foul, no. There's a two really good teams, great pass, Patton loses it though, good hands by Kilsyth. These are two really good teams that aren't playing great offensive basketball. And get Kilsyth away from the basket a little bit and open it up. Kilsyth for 3 again. Hits his third of the night. Get Kilsyth away from the basket a little bit and open it up. Kilsyth for 3 again. Hits his third of the night. Short. Oh, Wern thought he had him. Fox thought he had him. Kwani pushes the other way. Gets inside. Too easy. Lays it up. Splits the defenders. 9. Knock at 8. They lead by 9. Kwani for 3. 4 in the first half. Another one. Knock at 8. They lead by 9. Kwani for 3. 4 in the first half. Another one. Guarded by Evans Jr. Not a great deal of movement from Kilsyth. 6.5 to go. McDonald gets it inside, kicks it out. Smith-Milner for 3. And that Kilsyth bench is up, and straight away, dangerous. They're up and down form, and great job there. Jerry Evans Jr. is just able to strip it and lay it in. But there, Hawley comes in. Wern takes a seat.
I find
Kwani just lobs it up to Kilsyth. Had the mismatch on Hawley, but Hawley was able to recover and strip it away. Now he'll push the other way. Turner trying to crisscross and gets around Kwani. Too easy, but that's what Kilsyth does. 3. Back to the zone for Ballarat, but they leave Peter Hawley wide open, and he knocks it down in the bush. Hawley wants to pull up on short, gets into the key, spins around, gets a little bump, and he'll go to foul line. Passer was tipped by Hawley, falls to Turner. Now it goes back to Hawley. He'll lay it in. And his Kilsyth passer was tipped by Hawley, falls to Turner. Now it goes back to Hawley. He'll lay it in. And his Kilsyth come out steaming. Kwani for 3. Got it. Can't go under. Come out steaming. Kwani for 3. Got it. Can't go under. Yes.
had an ankle at the start of the year, and I think at some time there was a bit of a shoulder complaint as well.
Meeting in a qualifying final, double chance up for grabs. Patton uses the body well, but couldn't knock the little first quarter. 16-13, Hawley to reset, tries to throw it to Patton, But again, Short uses those long arms, finds Fox back to little give and go, just drops it underneath. Coleman thought about the dunk, in the end laid it in. It's 2 points nonetheless, and that lead open for three, goes straight around Patton like he's standing still, a little fadeaway going away from the basket and falls.
There in the NBL yet is just his lack of offensive power and skill to want to get there, but it is growing.
Just backing it in deep, gets the little bump, and it counts. In the quarter, Hooley fakes it to Von Hoff, gets it inside, little fader, tried to kiss the basket, tried to kiss it off the... Looks, there you go, as always, Akuth just steps out, as you called it, Travis, as you called it. Looks, there you go, as always, Akuth just steps out, as you called it, Travis, as you called it. Taken again with the shot clock at 6, Smith-Milner just faces on Akuth and knocks it down from 18 foot. Baseline, can't finish with Evans, Akuth should go up and dunk it, and he does. Baseline, can't finish with Evans, Akuth should go up and dunk it, and he does. Play for the foul, couldn't finish it now, Hooley pulls up, 3:45, net. A long rebound, he's got to start, uses it, takes on Hooley staying straight. In the end, it's not enough, Coleman kisses. Tried to give it back to him, Patton was open, couldn't find to him. McDonough for 3, and again with the shot.
A little bit too much for the refs at the moment for my liking.
Oh, word, nice move. And uses the ring there. Evans Jr. feels he's got the mismatch. Double team from McDonald. Isaac Turner just steals it from him now when he tried to hold it away. Evans Jr. feels he's got the mismatch. Double team from McDonald. Isaac Turner just steals it from him now when he tried to hold it away from McDonald. Weren't the other way. Takes it to the basket. It was a 3-on-2. Tried to play for the foul. No. There's a two really good teams. Great pass. Patton loses it though. Good hands by Quiney. These are two really good teams that aren't playing great offensive basketball. And get Dingakuth away from the basket a little bit and open it up. But Quiney for 3 again. Hits his third of the night. Get Dingakuth away from the basket a little bit and open it up. But Quiney for 3 again. Hits his third of the night. Sure. Oh, Wern thought he had him. Fox thought he had him. Quiney pushes the other way. Gets inside. Too easy. Lays it up. Splits the defenders. 9. Knock at 8. They lead by 9. Quiney for 3. 4 in the first half. Another but. Knock at 8. They lead by 9. Quiney for 3. 4 in the first half. Another but. Guarded by Evans Jr. Not a great deal of movement from Kilsyth. 4, 6.5 to go. McDonald gets it inside, kicks it out. Smith-Milner for 3. And that Kilsyth bench is up, and straight away, dangerous. They're up and down form, and great job there. Jerry Evans Jr. is just able to strip it and lay it in. But the Hooley comes in. Wern takes a seat. Quiney just lobs it up to Akuth. Had the mismatch on Hooley, but Hooley was able to recover and strip it away. Now he'll push the other way. Turner trying to crisscross and gets around Quiney. Too easy, but that's what Akuth does. Half-time in the Minor Dome. Welcome back. 12-point lead. NBL1 qualifying final, and it ended a 12-0 run to end the second half. And that's the lead for the number 1 ranked Ballarat Miners. 45-33 before we get to the second half, which is only minutes away. Statistically, Trav, what is the tale of the tape?
28 rebounds to 19. Ballarat leading that key. 7 offensive boards. Off those 7 boards, they've scored 9 points.
There it is.
And, I mean, something glaring to me. 45% for the Ballarat Miners from field, and Kilsyth only shooting 30%.
You make a good point around the percentages. 45-30, of course, is a fairly obvious stat, but we've sat here at different times in the first half and spoke about the ugliness of the offense on both sides, but yet, as you mentioned off air, the Ballarat Miners still shooting at 45%, which is a good clip. It
is a very good clip when considering the way that it's played out the game, and only putting up 45 points in a half as well.
20 minutes down, 20 to go, a home prelim and a week off awaits the winner, and it's a 12-point advantage for Ballarat. As we go back to our starting fives for both teams, and Smith-Milner straight off the tip, aggressively uses the body into Akuth, and we'll go to the foul line for 2. And you spent, well, majority of the first half, Trav, saying go off 2 feet, use the body against Akuth, and that's what Smith-Milner did off the first play of the second half.
Makes a big difference, doesn't it? You can clearly see, how that's the way to play Akuth in this competition. It's the only way you're going to be able to play it.
Smith-Milner nails the first. Ends that 12-0 run, which is the way they ended the second quarter, did Kilsyth. 45-34. Nails the second, and it's back to a 10-point lead. 9:51 to go, third period. Packed Minor Dome here, NBL1 qualifying final, 1v4. Back to that zone of Kilsyth, although they looked a little bit. No, they're not. Felix Von Hoff thought they were in a zone. Turns out they're in a man. Shot clock under 10 now. Evans on the lob. Kwani, two hands, throws it down. Brendan Joyce loves the play, called it. Spoke about on the whiteboard for 5 minutes at half time, and they executed it perfectly. And from a coach, I can see you beaming, because when you run a play and it's perfectly run, or you call the play and it's perfectly run, it makes a life.
And I can tell you now, Coach Joyce ran that play for a minute and a half.
Jerry Evans Jr. is shook up. He's been caught one to the midsection. Can't get back on defence. Man, Felix von Hoff's wide open and nails a three.
Shoulder.
And now we stop. Is it a shoulder? He looked.
I think he's looking like it's popped out. He's holding that like it's popped out. I think it has, actually.
Yeah, actually, you're right. The way that he was holding it, I thought he was holding. But you're right, it does look like it is the shoulder. Good pickup. I'm not a doctor, Trav, and that was is blatantly obvious in everything that I say, but he's heading straight to the locker room. I didn't have my eyes on it. Did you see it?
It was a little bump from Smith Milner, but it was innocuous. It was a basketball play, so I'm not sure why he was saying. I think it was more just his injury.
Cool. All right. Well, he'll go to locker room. We'll keep an eye on that. As Coleman comes in for him. That lead is now down to 9. Felix von Hoff found himself wide open. Nailed it. What can Ballarat respond with now? Jerry Evans Jr. on the bench. Here's Fox, kicks it out short. Off the Aku screen. Steps back for 3. Got it. And again, as they have all night, Ballarat have struggled to handle defensively. Kwani or with Sam Shaw off the on-ball screen. Wern for 3. Got it. Great look from Felix von Hoff. Threw it straight back to him when he realised the defender had sagged, and he responds to the Sam Shaw 3. It's back to 9. So the game seems a little more open to start this third quarter.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how it's changed.
Coleman uses it, bumps it. McDonald in the end. It didn't alter the shot. Nice little left-hand float as we look at this. Well, that's just kisses it off the glass. And Brendan Joyce is raving about Coleman. Yourself in the first half. Frustration around it, but he's showing a little bit of his talent right now. Yeah,
3 steps, 2 dribbles. Simple little layup at the end while finishing through contact. He's an unbelievable player, and he deserves a lot more respect than he's getting at the moment.
And he is, as he can't finish the three-point play, he is an X-factor for Ballarat for the very fact that injuries have curtailed him a little bit, and there are teams that haven't seen him at his best. His Turner gets blocked by Aku. Very rare do we see an X-factor import late in the finals, and as he does it again, and 1! 2 straight in a row for Coleman, and he's saying no one can guard me. And based on the last minute, we have to agree.
Yeah, unbelievable player. I mean, you have to play him, you have to sit up on him high, and that's what Turner was doing there. Turner's just not big enough to go with him. Coleman hits the body and lifts. Turner can't keep up with him, and he finishes that with a pretty simple layup in the end.
And that's the big thing. His ability and the strength, fair bit of core strength as well, to be able to take the contact and play through it, as now in 2 consecutive plays as he finishes his three-point play, has allowed him a fairly easy shot in the scheme of things when it's all said and done. And that lead is back to 14. Pressure up the floor. Kilsyth are able to get it over half court, but again can't get into their hands at the point guard. Now they do. He takes it to Akuth. But Akuth did enough. Great rebound. Smith Milner, he can't finish it. Kwani off the rebound. Will push the other way. Here's Coleman again. This time it's Felix von Hoff in his way, but he's able to do enough to lose it. Hooley thought about it. And Akuth in the end was...
And a little sly smile there. He knew that doesn't happen very often. That's an old junior under 12 play, that one. Jump stop under the rim.
14 for Hooley tonight, off the bench. Lead back to 12, just over 7 minutes to go. Third quarter, hometown Ballarat, the number 1 seed. Akuth, 3. Off the iron. Smith Milner over the rebound. Can they cut into this lead?
You know what, Cam, he missed that 3, but I love that he's looking for it, and that's his development. That he has to continue to keep shooting that.
Smith Milner, that's the way to take it at Akuth. That's what Kilsyth have been trying to do all night. Get Akuth out a little bit and try and beat him off the dribble. Still not an easy way to finish, but Smith Milner is up to the task, and he'll go to line for a 3-point play.
Yeah, the key to that, though, is he finished on the other side of the ring. So he started from the right, finishes with his left, and that curbs the length and shot blocking ability of Akuth having to come from playing behind, which he's comfortable to do.
If you are just joining us as well, Jerry Evans Jr. only 2 or so minutes ago, as Akuth takes a seat, Smith Milner leaves it off the iron, and it'll stay at a 10-point lead, has gone to the locker room with what looks to be a shoulder injury as well.
Yeah, and there's that sub I was saying about Kilsyth. He'll come off pretty early in that third quarter and Lingard will come in.
Coleman for 3, Fox for 3, can't hit it. As this is a big couple of minutes too, because without Kilsyth on there, Kilsyth need to build some momentum, and Ballarat need to make sure that they don't lose what has been built up over the last 5 or 6 minutes of game time. Smith-Milner feeling a bit more confident with no Kilsyth. That bucket shot can't hit it. But Urs over the top can. A little tip in the leads back to 8.
Yeah, it's the other side of that floor of Kilsyth coming off is Evans is not playing too, and Joyce doesn't play both of them off the floor very often.
Here's Fox, guarded by Hooley, double team by Smith-Milner. Someone's got to be open. It's Kwani on the weak side. In the end, Fox says, I'm going to try and dunk it. There's a delayed call. Referee under the basket as we have a look at this. Fights his way through the double team. Hard from that angle. Might have got him on the elbow on the way past.
Yeah, right arm on right arm, but I'm not 100% sure whether he got contact. He must have got something because Fox doesn't miss that dunk very often.
No, it's true. There would be some Kilsyth players saying ball don't lie as we look at it from the other angle here. Again, not telling us a great deal. I did promise coming to the NBL1 final series I'd soften on the referee, so I won't go too hard, but there you go as Fox hits the second. It has been a very well refereed game tonight. They set the tone early, so nothing but glowing praise for them tonight. 9-point lead, 6 minutes to go, third quarter. Jerry Evans Jr. in the locker room still. We'll keep you up to date with the news as it comes to hand. Dengaku sitting on the bench. Here's Hooley. He's got 14 so far. Gets inside against his former team. Tries to find Ursic. Didn't find him and it fell in the hand of Coleman. And he'll reset. 56-47, 5:41 to go. Qualifying final. 1v4. Ballarat v Kilsyth. Lingard just lobs it up. Wasn't a great pass, but Hooley probably had just a little bit of the singlet there as well. So in the end, call was probably right, but the pass was never going to get there in all honesty. We continue to look for the contact from a minute and a half ago. I love the crew working behind the... There you go, that's
Hooley's just recent foul. Just a little push there trying to keep up with it.
He's short. Looks at it, now shoots it. 16 foot, leaves it off the iron. Hurst with the rebound. Can Kilsyth run? Try and get into this 9-point lead. Hooley, all right, opens up, now kicks it outside. He double clutched the pass, and it just stuck to his fingers just a little bit. Found the wide open guy, but also found the third person sitting in the third row.
Look, the pass was there. He was wide open on that three, and he can shoot that shot. So it was there. It's just a skill error.
Hooley and Von Hoff out.
Evans,
McDonald comes back in.
Sorry, Cam. Evans just returned. He's struggling to put his arm above his head, but he's trying. He's looking like he might come back to play.
Interesting to see how Coach Joyce handles this, of course. At home, 9-point lead, but you would think they would need him into the fourth quarter. But they also, Lingard for 3, can't hit it. Smith-Milner with the rebound. It will play into the minor, Coach Joyce, and the medical staff as well, that it is a Smith-Milner for 3 off the iron, never looked like it. And now Ballarat the other way. Slight lull in this game at the moment. It'll suit Ballarat. 2 of their key players on the bench. Coleman gets away with a walk. Referee let it go. He just pulls up from 15 foot and nails it.
And there's the height that Coleman's got over Turner. Turner can't keep up with that. And if Turner wants to step back because he wants to own the dribble or defend the dribble, Coleman's just going to lift like that from an easy mid-J.
Here's Patton. Guarded by Lingard. Tries to go around him and in the end just bumped. Almost got him on a hook as they're trying to point out, but I don't think it was there 100%. And it'll stay with Kilsyth on their baseline with 14 on the shot clock. 58-47. .4:16 to go.
I think Kilsyth need to get the ball in Turner's hands more often and playing some nice and some high picks, getting him to use that ability to shoot and create for his own shot.
Here's Patton against Lingard. Now the double team half come. Tries to throw it inside the Hurst. It's always going to be a tough pass. And now Kwani goes the other way. Wants to pull up, shows the hesitation. Smith-Milner picked it perfectly though. That's an offensive foul. And it's not often in that situation they're able to pick where Kwani's going to go, but Smith-Milner did a wonderful job and took it right in the chest.
Yeah, Kwani's really agile and loves a good Euro step there, but he just wasn't able to. Smith-Milner closed the gap and kept the contact. Kwani had to go through him. Easy call by the ref there. Give the ref some credit there, Cam.
Yeah, no. The block charge call is one of the hardest, is the hardest in world basketball. The flop doesn't make it any easier, and when there's flop warnings and that associated with it as well, it just continues to complicate it. But anytime, regardless of how set they are, if the shoulder's been dropped and hit someone in the chest, I think it's an easy offensive call.
Straight through the middle, yeah, you got nothing to complain about.
58-47, 4:03 to go. We've spoken a little bit about Sam Short tonight and Dingakuth as well. The Kwani, of course, of the Sydney Kings, and that's going to be a little bit harder for him being in a club and a franchise like the Kings, who are really stacked. But have you seen him develop? And we know how talented he is, but as the year has gone on and his confidence has grown, where you think he can make an impact at the next level?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, look, and you said it right. That Sydney Kings list is stacked, and they're stacked for guards, and that's where he plays. But his length, athleticism, and his ability to create a shot and do everything, he's good at everything. He can shoot a three, come off a screen.
McDonald finds Ertz for three. That one's off the iron. Chris Patton with the rebound. Coleman steals it off him and then throws it off his leg. Great play. He was actually forced out of the play by what looked to be a legal screen, it must be said. Happy with that?
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yep.
He was able to fight back, and as you see him fight back into it and get a hand on that Chris Patton rebound. Great job, Marquise Coleman. In comes Von Hoff. Patton takes a seat. It's 11-point lead. This quarter, there's been a lull. The last 2 or 3 minutes has been a lull, and it really suits Ballarat. And Lingard, who is still out there, they've been able to find some time for Dingakuth because Kilsyth haven't taken advantage and cut that lead in the single figures.
Yeah, Kuth's been off for a good 4 minutes now. You know, that's big rest for him.
Sure, and one. Fox gets the rebound. Kilsyth believe there might have been an offensive foul. I think he'll be in the circle if you look at it. But Fox with the offensive rebound uses his power up, and he's a guy. Just gets his work done, doesn't he? Just goes quietly about it. Might not be as exciting as an Akuth or a Coleman at different times, or a Kwani, but this guy has been tough all year.
Yeah, he has been. He's the perfect coach or complement player that you want on your roster. He just does the dirty work. He's just and he's happy to. But he's got the body for it and the athleticism, and he wants to do stuff like that, and every coach would dream to have a guy like him. He's 6'6", he's not small, he can shoot the mid-range. If you leave him completely open from the three, he will shoot that, but he loves your body, and he loves that offensive board, dunk, finish, stuff like that around the rim.
Hey, look, I know it's kind of an obvious conversation now when the team finishes it on top and gets the #1 seed, but Brendan Joyce has put together what seems to be, from the outside and externally like where I am, a perfectly balanced roster in all walks of life, and finding the way they're able to find it from the perimeter with ball handling with Kwani and Short, and then Fox you just touched on, and what Dingakuth brings, and of course what Coleman brings. This is a really well put together group, and it's really no surprise they've played good basketball all year. No,
you're absolutely right. You made a really good call. They have everything. They have athleticism too. They have size. They have length. Like Jeremy Evans plays the three, 6'10". Right? That doesn't grow on trees. That doesn't come very often. They've got everything. They are a top-heavy team. They're 6 players deep, and one injury down can cost you. But the other players, the Evans and the Kwani's, been able to step up for those things across the year, and it hasn't really hurt them as much. So they're a well-built roster. But in saying that too, they've evolved over the year too, and you can see the guys like Sam Short, like Fox has built a mid-range game. Akuth starting to shoot the ball from mid-range and three-point line. Shorty's aggressive now, and he's getting more confident, getting to the rim and wanting to shoot the ball more often. There's been a lot of evolution over the course of the year as well. And it's all led to the #1 seed, and right now a 13-point lead with 3:35 to go. As Fox goes to the foul line for a possible three-point play. He leads a little short. Von Hoff with the rebound, and Kilsyth, who trailed by 12 at the half and have had their moments, have cut it to 9, 8 a couple of times, in fact, in this quarter, but haven't been able to do much outside of that. McDonald down the key, kind of weird little finger roll, hard off the backboard in the end, and Ballarat
with another defensive stop. 30% from the field for Kilsyth this game isn't helping them. Kwani, left hand, goes around McDonald, goes underneath the basket, nice, kisses it off the glass, uses the ring, as we've spoken about a few times down the other end, but uses the ring to protect himself from the defence. And now a 15-point lead for Ballarat, just under 3 minutes to go here, third quarter. Turner, looking, can't find it, Von Hoff. Here's Hawley, he's got 14, he's been great. Turner can't get going, now gets into the key. Smith-Milner, 12-footer, got it.
But, I mean, finally they're playing the ball through Turner. They really he needs to touch the ball on every possession. Has to control it. As good as Hawley is, Turner's going to have to be the one that controls their offense.
Kwani wants that mismatch again. They've gone at Isaac Turner defensively tonight, as that one gets thrown away on the double team. And we're looking at now Jerry Evans Jr. coming back in to the game as well. Hurt the shoulder with the 3-minute mark. As we look at this Kwani underneath the bucket. Beautiful move. 3 minutes, a little less than 3 minutes gone in the quarter. Hurts the shoulder, went to the locker room. Still looks a little bit ginger, but has come back on with his team leading by 13. Here's Hawley again. Isaac Turner playing off the block. Great pass to Earth. Can't finish it though. That's an interesting call though by, is it Schuler or from whoever the players might have been, but you have seen the last two possessions go through Turner, get one good, in fact 2 good looks and 1 bucket. Then the next play, they go back to Peter Hawley running the point.
Yeah, but it was a well drawn up play and Hawley ran that really well. And Ehrlich putting his body in the line on a curl cut off that double pick was a fantastic play.
62-49, 2:17 to go. Here's Ertz back to the foul line. First one rattles out. Dengakuth continues to sit. Is this would this almost be the longest time he's sat in a third quarter for the season as Ertz makes the second one?
Unless he's been in foul trouble, I don't think I've seen him sit off at all this long. He has been in foul trouble, but...
And that goes to the testament of the team and their ability to hold a double-digit lead, getting the big fellow a bit of rest. Here's Evans Jr. back on the floor. Coleman's had a great third quarter. Does he continue it? Ooh, he gets hit by Turner on the elbow. So he can go to continue it from the foul line, but he's already had a couple of three-point plays. One he finished, the other one he left a foul shot short. But that one, as you look at it, yeah, clearly got him on the elbow. He's a little bit late. And they have struggled to handle Coleman, Shaw, and Kwani off that on-ball pick, haven't they, tonight at Kilsyth?
Yeah, and they've got no answer for their athleticism and size. I mean, I've said it heaps of times, but they've just got nothing to answer to that. They're really going to have to. They're going to have to change the way they play off that ball. If not, they're going to need to press that on ball really hard and double that pick.
Nails the second one. 63-50, just under 2 minutes to go. Third quarter, NBL1. Make sure you get your tickets. Ticket Tech jump on. NBL1 Championship Night, August 17, State Basketball Centre. And, of course, the NBL1 Awards the following day at Bond. Going to be a wonderful weekend to celebrate what has been a great year. Von Hoff for 3. Off the iron. Fox with the rebound. And Ballarat defensively again in this quarter. When it matters in the last couple of minutes, have tightened the clamps. Coleman, short. In the end, Fox just does what we spoke and raved about moments ago. Does all the dirty work, tips it with the left hand, and that leads out to a game-high 15.
Hey, Fox doesn't have to touch the ball. He's quite happy just to do a tip-in, and he'll walk off the end of the game with a 20 and 10, and you won't even realise it.
And they're the players you need to win big games and big championships. In any league around the world, this is no different. Here's Turner. Well, Fox, there you go. Again, hand. Guarded by Turner. Gets him. Ooh. Almost had him on the crossover.
Yeah, he's lucky there. You throw that ball out there on that easy crossover.
And that's Fox doing the dirty work again, just tipping in with the left hand. A lot of that's heart and hustle as well, though. Like, we're in a final situation. He's surrounded by 4, and that timing's perfectly done, but he's surrounded by 4 Kilsyth players there, and he might have got him a little bit on the off shoulder. But
as I said, if you throw that crossover out there like that and you leave it there, you're asking for it. He's just lucky that he got a... it's lucky the ref felt like calling that one.
Got that little bump.
You can understand that not getting called, but you can understand it being called too.
Very true. Nails both into bonus. He'll take a. No, Isaac Turner, will he take a seat? Yes, he will. He doesn't want to go off. Sean McDonald comes on. Now he realises it is him, and he'll take a seat for the last minute of this third quarter. Ballarat ended the second quarter on a 12-0 run. They led by 12 at the half and have been able to hold a majority of a double-digit lead since. Fox has had a great third quarter, as has Coleman, which has been done without Jer Evans Jr. for a lot of it, and also Dengakuth. Here is Evans Jr. back with the sore shoulder, takes it to the basket, uses the body, in the end can't finish it. Now we push the other way. Will it be a 2-for-1 for Kilsyth? McDonald hands it off. Hooley wants it, couldn't get it. Now they want the 2-for-1. That's off the iron, and they'll keep it alive. They're still going to go for 2-for-1. Even though in the end, it's not going to make any difference. That was a poor shot by Von Hoff, but Kilsyth have been able to keep it alive, and they ended up getting 3 for none because they'll end it. Can they score though? Shot clock at 5, at 4, at 3. From near half court, Hooley leaves it about a metre short. Hit the ring, I think it hit the ring.
That hit the rim.
That hit the rim. That is a poor mistake by the referees, because Kilsyth in fact got the rebound. As we have a look at it, I think yes.
Skims it. It skims it.
It skims it, and in the end, it's cost Kilsyth a basket. Now, I don't think the NBL1 have the review system. The referees are more than welcome to come out here into the commentary box and have a look.
Skims it.
Yeah, it skims it. Maybe there is the review system as they go to have a look at it. The referee's discussing with the score bench.
No, they're reversing. They're saying that it hit the rim.
It hit the rim. I think that's the right call. Even though Kilsyth in the end got a basket off it, the Ballarat players did stop due to the whistle. So we got the benefit of the replay here. So the booing here at the Monodome, they don't have to see what you see in the replay. But yeah, I think the right call's been made for sure. So anyway, 6 seconds to go. Hooley can't finish it. Great pass by Benny Hirsch. And in the end, Hooley's going to go to foul line for 2.
Yeah, wonderful vision there. Just pass that straight over the shoulder of Evans, who lost sight.
They've had the ball the last 45 seconds of this period, Kilsyth, so to get something out of it from the foul line or otherwise is important. Hooley nails the first. And the second. Leads back to 11, 5.3 seconds to go. Ballarat, length of the court to try and finish the third quarter on a huge high. Short, nudged by Hooley. No foul, got away with one. Hooley, shot, got fouled probably twice, falls into Von Hoff's hands. Has a three-quarter shot that hit the backboard, but that is it. But anyway, after 3, 65-54. That 12-point lead of Ballarat is now down to 11, but still, the hometown Miners have the running with 10 minutes to go. Jerry Evans Jr. missed time, 4 or 5 minutes with the shoulder injury. Dengakuth sat on the bench for the last 6.5, and it wasn't really affected of the scoreboard. What did you make of it, mate?
Yeah, it was a much better quarter as a visual to watch. I mean, both teams executing much better. Both teams playing and locking down on defense. It was a very interesting quarter. Kilsyth put up 21 points, won the quarter, so a positive for them is they won the quarter. But it's looking like a little bit of the change. You can see a bit of the flow of the game's changed a little bit.
Yep.
I don't know if you feel that yourself,
no
but
doubt.
in Kilsyth's way. So it'd be really interesting. I think three-quarter time for Ballarat's really needed here. And I reckon Joyce is just going to stem the flow here and just recharge his charges and just say, calm down a little bit here.
The frustrating thing, I think, for Coach Schuler and the Cobras, sport is won and lost on a scoreboard. So there is a example of who the better team is, and right now that is Ballarat. But there's definitely opportunities, as you touched on, where Kilsyth had the play, had the momentum in that quarter, and a lot of it was Dengakuth on the bench. But on the scoreboard, which is where all it matters, they couldn't erode away this lead, and that'll be the frustrating thing, because now Dengakuth will come back in for this fourth quarter and he'll be again patrolling the paint, and defensively they couldn't use whatever advantage they might have had. So that's going to be frustrating for Coach Schuler. Now they've got to do it and put the points on the basket. back with the big fella in the middle.
Yeah, and you made a really key point. I mean, Akuth's not going to sit off any more minutes. I'd be very surprised if he sits off another second unless this game blows out. He sat off 8 minutes in that quarter. You can see the lineup change when Akuth was off. As soon as Evans can get back on, he brought him on. It just changes the lineup in the height. Early on, when Evans was out and they had to bring Akuth off for a sub, Kilsyth went on that little 6-0 run and brought that back down to, I think it was about 8 points. So when that came back and Evans could come in, you could see the change in the way that they played.
65-54, 10 minutes ago, NBL1 qualifying final. The one-ranked Ballarat Miners, the winner tonight, get a week off. The loser will play the winner of Melbourne and Bendigo tomorrow at Melbourne Sports and Aquatic Centre from 1 o'clock. NBL1 YouTube, make sure you do not miss it. Akuth back in after 8 minutes on the bench. And not, if you're just joining us, it's not foul trouble bench for Deng Akuth. It was rest, and Lingard did well, and the rotation of the Miners were able to hold that lead to be double-digit and allowed him to have the break.
He didn't need to play. It wasn't hurting him. They were running good offense and playing good defense.
He's back in with Coleman, Short, Fox, and Kwani. Wern, Hawley, Smith, Milner, Patton, and McDonald for Kilsyth. Here's Kwani. Beautifully done. Oh, got away. We didn't get away with the travel, but I thought he got away with a nice move.
It was an interesting call by Peter Hawley to double Fox down on that and leave Kwani on the three. I think he's made 5 threes or 4 threes in this game. So you can't be leaving him open. That forced Milner to have to close him out. He was just lucky he travelled.
McDonald off the Milner screen. Leads at 11. What can Kilsyth conjure up to start this fourth quarter? Hasn't been an overly pretty night for the field from Kilsyth, but they're within striking distance if they're good enough. Here's Smith Milner for 3 over Kwani in front of the Ballarat bench. It's off the hand of Coleman. It will stay with the baseline. Brendan Joyce believes. I'm actually not sure what he believes, but he's angry about something. I think he might have thought it was off Sean McDonald's hand.
I'm pretty confident it was off his hand too, actually.
We have a look at this. So he's not complaining about that one. Hard one to see from that angle. Either way, it's in the books now. Here's Wern. Inside. Patton. Guarded by Akuth. 2 big bodies to go at it. Fake. Left-hand dribble. Into the key. Where does he go? Turns up. Little jump hook. Can't finish it. And Akuth gets the rebound.
He struggled there because he's got no lift.
Yeah. That sore hip. Here's Coleman. And they're just switching now on a mismatch somewhere. It's going to be Fox on Hawley, but they can't get it to him. Now it's going to be Coleman, guarded by Milner. Coleman pulls up, pretty easy in the end, using the hesitation dribble to get a little bit of distance between him and the defender. They didn't fight, they just switched on the first on-ball screen, and in the end it was always going to be a mismatch somewhere. Down the other end, Wern tries to do the same thing. McDonald gets around the defender of Coleman, throws it up, no good. Akuth did enough. Kwani with the rebound, and they lead by 13 with 8:30 to go.
Yeah, it was an interesting call. I mean, they're doing the same thing again here, and they're switching everything, and you end up with Hawley.
Kwani can't finish it. Smith Milner with the rebound. I think it actually hurts them more when one of the bigger guys, Smith Milner or Patton, gets switched on the Coleman, and you know that he's able to get to the basket or pull up and hit the jumper, as we've seen on 2 possessions ago. And I think that's when the mismatch, when you don't fight through it, as Patton goes at it again and Akuth can't get one finish. That's when I think it hurts Kilsyth the most. And I think they've got to fight harder to make sure they don't switch, in particular when the screen's not that hard.
And you haven't got a confident.
So you look at that. They've just switched onto that, and then Smith Milner in the end just comes straight off and backed off and gave him a nice little 15-footer. That one comes off the iron, so they might have got away with it.
As I said to you in the third quarter, they need to find another way to defend that on ball, because they're not defending it well at all. They're either switching or going under it, and it's been hurting them all game.
Smith Milner can't finish it. Akuth with the rebound. 7:22 to go. 13-point lead for Ballarat.
And there's your switch again there. It was a soft switch too. Hawley just finds himself on
Short throws it up at Akuth. That was probably never going to come off, although I love the idea of it as a basketball fan. Now Wern takes it. Coleman, Euro step, throws it off the iron, and it comes off the iron too hard, and Coleman gets the rebound. And while Brendan Joyce is urging them to run, Marquise Coleman will take his time. We're under 7 minutes to go.
Kilsyth have not scored yet. 3 minutes to play. Yeah, you were down by 11. You need to put the ball in the bucket. You've got to keep the scoreboard pressure.
Coleman guarded by Wern. No switch there. Fox, 3. Milner, late. Too late. That could almost be the dagger. The lead is 16. 70-54, 6:37 to go in the packed Minor Dome. Well, it won't be packed if it continues this way next Saturday night because they'll have the week off. They're staring at a home prelim unless Kilsyth can come up with something in the next couple of minutes. Wern, guarded by Coleman. Milner. Hooley goes around Kwani. Kwani gets inside, hands it off. Patton throws it up. Definitely bothered by the sore hip and Dengakuth athleticism. That one goes a little off the iron. And another empty possession for Kilsyth. And this is what happened in the only game they played this year in Kilsyth. They scored 2 points in the first 7 minutes of the fourth quarter, and it led to a 16-point Ballarat lead. Short now makes it 18, and Justin Schuler says, it's time, I've got to get a timeout and work out how we're going to get a basket.
Yeah, and execution. He made a really good call. It's exactly what happened in the last time they played. It's happening again now. They haven't scored. 4 minutes. You have not scored, and you can't say they haven't had opportunities. Patton with a couple of layups there. He's just finding he's had no lift. It's hard to vocalise exactly how bad that is. You have to score. You're down by 11. It's a final, qualifying final. You don't score in 4 minutes in that quarter, you're in big trouble.
And the issue is as well, and we said this in the third quarter, with Dengakuth on the bench for such a long time, Kilsyth did have the upper hand. They just didn't take advantage of it on the scoreboard. And essentially, we have seen Patton have two really good shots, actually, that he was able to back in and give himself a little jump hook opportunity, but Akuth, on 2 occasions, was able to use the athleticism and the perceived pressure to make it not the regulation jump hook that Chris Patton traditionally makes, added with the sore hip, and those couple of opportunities that he's had probably just went down for, you know what, Akuth, sore hip, and it leads to some frustration for Kilsyth.
Yeah, it's a good call, absolutely.
And now it leads to an 18-point lead for Ballarat, who, and while Jerry Evans Jr. has come back on, hasn't been influential as much as he was in the first half. The shoulder might be bothering him just a little bit. They're able to now have 2 weeks to prepare for a team to have a NBL1 championship grand final berth, and they get to do it at home if they continue this. And right now, this is why they're the number 1 seed. They're playing so well. Here's Hawley. Smith Milner. Fox got a hand on it. He come off the foot. No, he didn't. Stays baseline. Peter Hawley, another one. Great first half. Had 12 in the first half. Scored early. And just hasn't been able to get going and put points in the basket in the second half. And that's almost indicative of Kilsyth's offensive second half, really. Here he is. Now inside to Smith Milner. Dengakuth does enough. Tries to use the ring as a little bit of a barrier. McDonald gets a rebound. Here's Von Hoff. Gets inside. Hands it off to Smith Milner. Kwani nearly got it. In the end, loses it out. But they're so active defensively, this Ballarat Miners team.
A number 1 defense in the game. I mean, they keep teams to 72 points a game. It's working out for him perfectly right now.
Hooley, stripped by Fox. Now we're going to go the other way. Coleman, met by Turner, but he'll pull it out. Soak a little bit of time and get a good shot. Kwani guarded by Hooley. Ballarat going through their offense. Shot clock at 7. Here's Coleman's had a big second half. Between the legs twice, gets in, kicks it outside. Akuth, I was going to say gets away with the travel, but the referee was all on it. And it's going to stay with Kilsyth. 72-54, 5:09 to go. Kilsyth desperately searching for a basket, any way. Turner, guarded by Kwani, tries to step back, got nowhere to go. Can't get it inside the Smith Milner. McDonald thought about it, now he gets inside. Fox grabs it and gets him on the arm as well, and it will stay with Kilsyth. Referee will adjudicate that as 2 shots, so as we have a look at it on the replay, yeah, I think a little bump, a little hip check as well.
He's got quick hands though, doesn't he?
He has.
Yeah, he had 2 hands on that steal.
And he probably got the ball clean. It was that little hip check that he gave that probably led to, and now led to McDonald going to the foul line for a couple of freebies. First one's good. The loser of tonight, which looks like Kilsyth, will play the winner of Melbourne and Bendigo tomorrow. Frankston and Nunawading battling it out. They will play, well, the winner will have a week off. The loser will play the winner of Geelong and Dandenong. With the latest scores very shortly in the NBL1 finals. Opening night, 3 games tonight, and Bendigo, Melbourne tomorrow. If you're in the CBD, you're in Melbourne, get down. It's going to be a ripping contest. He's short for 3. Short by name and in shot in that one. Now we'll push the other way. Here's Turner. Gets it into the basket, throws it off. Got the bump, he'll go to the foul line. Travis, tell us what's happening around the NBL1 courts.
Yeah, Geelong's come up against Dandenong, 85-79, and we've got the 6-minute mark of the Frankston-Nunawading game of the fourth quarter, and Nunawading brought it back. It's 88-94, Frankston's lead.
High-scoring game there. I see it was a 21-7 first quarter for Geelong, so at home, when you start the game so hot, it's always hard to... And we see a little bit at different times in Ballarat. Maybe not definitely tonight, because Ballarat didn't fly out of it as Turner goes to the foul line. Technical foul thrown in. Nails the first. So that's the end of Dandenong's year in the men's side of it. And the second one goes down as well. And Geelong will play the loser of Nunawading and Frankston. And quite right now it's Nunawading who trail by 6 points. But they have taken that lead, which was 16, back down to 6. Brendan Joyce questioning about 4 or 5 different things right about now. And he's not happy with any answer the referee's given him.
Is Joyce really ever happy?
That's a very good point.
On the sideline.
Isaac Turner can't hit the second. Well, the third rather. He's first of his technical as he tries to hit that one. Now he does. Parade to the foul line. It's back to 13. Remarkably, as dry as Kilsyth have been offensively for most of this game, in particular the second half, they're still kind of within striking distance. They can get hot from the three-point line in particular.
Yeah,
Here's Turner.
Either or. A bucket here is 11 or 10. So
step back. 3. Off the iron. Fox with the rebound.
But I like that Turner's playing and aggressive. He needs to keep that.
Coleman. Got it. Hawley didn't switch. He went around him that way, but Smith-Milner again playing 2 under. And the way that Coleman can pass the ball as well, you've got to be mindful of that. So it's not an easy thing to defend, but it means it's been able to be that little mid-range game for Coleman, in particular in the second half tonight. Here's Turner. Gets a bump. He'll go to the foul line for 2. And Brendan Joyce, who complained about this exact thing only moments ago, will probably hit repeat on the same thing.
Yeah, you made a really good call. Hawley didn't go under. They didn't switch. He went over, but he got caught on the backside of Coleman. Smith-Milner doesn't want to defend him, so he wants to drop. Coleman's hitting that mid-range J and has all game.
And you've got to probably in that situation, and if Hawley does that, which is probably the best way to guard it, Milner's got to step up. You've got to make sure that rotation defense is there, because they do dump it to a Couth. They don't want to have him on a screen and roll and have a layup or a dunk. And if it turns into a 10-footer, well, it turns into a 10-footer, but you probably live and die with that more so than you would with Coleman having a 15 or a 16-footer as he has so far tonight. 74-61, 3:45 to go. Here's Coleman again. Fox guarded by Von Hoff. Short's been great. Little pocket pass. There's Fox. Just hands it to a Couth. There's that little 5-foot fader. Can't hit it. 13-point lead for Ballarat. What can Kilsyth do? They push the other way. McDonald gives it to Smith-Milner, who just loses it. And again, that is well, essentially, so much of the perceived pressure that Couth brings defensively in particular.
Yeah. Ill-advised pass, passing it to your big man, running hard like that through the centre of the floor. I'm not sure what else you're going to expect him to do there.
He's short. Coleman, guarded by Von Hoff. Does he use the screen? He does. That's better by Milner. Forced him back the other way. Uses the crossover. Can't finish the little fader. Had a hand to it. Fingertipped it out of bounds. And it will stay with Kilsyth. They guarded that particularly well.
Yeah, the difference there. Smith-Milner lifts up high. Forces Coleman to have to go and shoot a floater. And shooting a floater off, opposed to shooting it off 2 feet and Leon had to lift. Much different.
McDonald can't get the cross-court pass to Turner. Couth was able to use... Brendan Joyce, is he getting a warning? Is he getting a
shot clock?
That's a shot clock? Okay, there you go.
22 seconds, under 3 minutes to go now.
2:54 to go. Costly turnover there for Kilsyth.
Costly 2 turnovers in a row, actually. Smith-Milner to that one.
There'll be some frustration tonight for Kilsyth if they in fact leave Ballarat without the win, because they've had opportunities to make this a different feel the last 2 or 3 minutes. and they haven't taken them just yet. Coleman guarded by Turner. Jerry Evans Jr. hurt the shoulder early in the third quarter. A great pass, it goes! And dunked home the week off for Ballarat. Justin Schuler says, hey, we need to talk about it, but with a 15-point deficit facing the Cobras, they're going to need a miracle right now. And Dengakuth, you would think of a great pocket pass as we watch it from Sam Short. Probably says we're hosting a prelim in 2 weeks' time.
And they defended that on ball beautifully. They pressed it out, they pushed it up, they doubled, they forced the extra pass, and terrible switch rolling defense by Turner, who didn't lift down. The one pass you want to allow when you double an on ball that high is the cross court pass, and Turner was defending that. Turner needed to shift down, stop the Dengakuth, force the cross court pass. You're okay with that?
That would, you would think, seal the deal for this Ballarat Miners team who have been outstanding all year. They've faced some injuries at different times. Marquise Coleman, as we've spoken about, has had a frustrating, spluttered year, but as Brendan Joyce continues to tell us all how talented this guy is, he's been great tonight. Dengakuth has been brilliant, and now they're 2.5 minutes away from hosting a prelim in 2 weeks' time. Is there any chance that we'll see a prelim in the new place?
No.
No? I like the shortness of it. I think if I'm as a player or as a coach, well, I like the spectacle of being in a new place. I think you prefer to play in a place where you've played so particularly well.
Well, they've played particularly well, but they're practicing here too. They're not practicing over there either.
That's true. I do like the idea of opening a new place on prelim night though, so, but you're right. Here's Hawley. Gets into the key, kicks it outside. Werns thought about it, can't shoot it. Now gets inside, takes on a Kuth. It definitely changed his shot, there is no doubt about it. And Dengakuth defensively has done that all night. Fox. Pressure now from Kilsyth. Throws him out just a little bit, but Sam Short will reset. Coleman, a Kuth, short, open, no rotation. Can't get it to fall, kept alive by Kwani. They'll push the other way through Von Hoff. We're under 2 minutes. 15-point lead for Ballarat. Turner gets away with the travel, gets into the key, gets around Kwani, gets a little bump, and one to come. As Isaac Turner continues to try and take it to the basket, and now an opportunity for a three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, as I said, like, why has Turner not played with the ball in his hands? Travel or not, that's a wonderful escape dribble crossover, rolling 360, nice finish on his left. Needs to play. He needs the ball in his hands. I understand Hooley. I understand how good he is. I understand what he knows and what he can do for you, but it has to evolve and revolve around Turner to play this game.
We've spoken a lot about tonight as he finishes a three-point play about Ballarat at different times in the post using their height as an advantage against Isaac Turner, but down the other end, he uses his smaller stature to great effort when it comes to an offensive, and that's where so much of his offensive work comes from, and that's a perfect example. He used it to get into a crevice and make baskets, and you're right, I don't think he's had the opportunities as Fox hands it off, and Coos! Two-hand dunk!
I got to say something here, Cam. I say it every week. How simple is a shot fake? Josh Fox's shot fake. Guys, if you're watching, everybody, teachers, whatever, teach your players to shot fake.
Hooley to Milner. Two more. Crowd begging for a Kuth to get another dunk. Again, they beat down the pressure. Shot clock down to 13. Minute 10 on the game clock. Here's Coleman. Weren't they going to foul?
If you're going to foul, you foul in the first 14 seconds ago. You don't foul with 10 seconds on the shot clock when he's almost at the half-court line. There's my shot fake. Lifts Wern, gets the easy layup, easy drive. Simple pass, forces Milner up. Big dunk by Akuth. Simple play, a shot fake. I finally got to see one tonight.
There you go. Waited nearly 40 minutes. In fact, nearly 39. Coleman, he has to, on the double team. They really want to foul Coleman. He's been, as Hawley pokes it away, and it'll stay here. Only the one foul on Kilsyth, so trying to foul down the stretch is really going to haunt them a little bit here. They're going to try and force them into the bonus, so you've got to double and just try and hope that they turn the ball over, which Ballarat haven't done all that much tonight. Coleman gets inside, Fader on the run from about 4 foot in the end, couldn't finish it. Can they finish it here? Kilsyth down 12. Hooley can't get it up, gets around with the crossover, tries to throw it outside, Turner for 3, no, off the iron. Probably more reflection of their night, and Ballarat are going to run this one out and take a week off, and will host an NBL1 prelim final in a couple of weeks' time. Michael Wern inadvertently gives a little slap to the face of Jerry Evans Jr. Didn't overly appreciate it at the start, but I think he knew that it wasn't on purpose. But they still sting, accidental or not. A slap to the face still does hurt, as we see it there.
Yeah, friends or not, you're going to tell him, hey man, I don't appreciate that.
Fair call. 78-66. Defensively, Ballarat have been outstanding again tonight, and they will retain favouritism. As Coleman, double clutch reverse, no good. Fox with the rebound, he'll go up. He can't get it again. Coleman finishes it. Offensive rebounds, which was the story of the first half when they opened up a 12-point lead. And fitting, that's the way they pretty much end the night. Smith Milner, whose availability for the rest of the NBL1 finals will be interesting because of Tall Blacks camp and representative duties. As it's all done and dusted, 80-66, Ballarat earn a week off and retain the #1 seed, and they will host a prelim, NBL1 prelim, in 2 weeks' time right here at the Mars Minor Dome. Kilsyth now, next week, will play the winner of Bendigo and Melbourne tomorrow. Mate, what'd you make of it all?
Yeah, it was the perfect game for a Ballarat. That's exactly how they want to play it. They want to play it defensively. They want to stop you from scoring. They did exactly what they wanted to do. They've got to about their average. I think Ballarat averaged just a tick over 80 on the offensive end, and they averaged 72 points against. They've kept Kilsyth to 66. Interesting enough, two halves, 33 points each for Kilsyth. It's just not unable to execute offensively. It was a killer for him. I think you made a really good point just before. If Smith Milner's out, they're really going to struggle next week. Chris Patton just doesn't have the lift, doesn't have the nous at the moment in athleticism to want it to bang and crash and body around and give you those boards that Smith Milner gave tonight. So it'll be interesting to see how they play next week, and I'll be watching that stream.
Owen Odygy, obviously, with the injury as well, can't get on the court at the moment. So as he continues on,
I think he's not playing. I think he's done for the year.
Yeah, it looks to be the case. So it does seem, and while he's not obviously going to play the same role as Smith Milner, he's a defensive and at different times junks it up beautifully, and it allows you opportunities and the ability to run. So if you look at where Kilsyth are at, it seems like we're making excuses. We're not, because this Ballarat Miners team are the best team in it. They have been all year, and they proved it again tonight. And they had their own worries tonight. Jerry Evans Jr., as we have a look at the replay, at some of the highlights from tonight, Dingakuth with the dunk, but he hurt his shoulder. That one now has a couple of weeks to, repair itself, or at least rest it. But this was a nice way to start the, I think, what was that, the third quarter off the half-time call from Brendan Joyce.
Yeah. He would have thrown that up for a minute and a half and said, boys, run this to a T, and they did.
And that's their ability too, the athleticism and the way they're able to run plays and alley-oops, and we look at this again, Sam Shaw, which is really the closing dunk for Dingakuth. It allows them to be able to play a style of basketball which is effective but also fun to watch for so many of us.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and it means that they just don't have an offensive weakness. I mean, they can shoot the three, but they're athletic enough and skillful enough and big enough and long enough to drive and penetrate the key. They're athletic enough and big enough to drive, pull up Jays, as Coleman did all game today. Fox did a couple. Akuth is showing he did today. And you have to look offensively. The better part of, I lack of better terms, Evans had a bad game.
Yeah.
He had a shocker, and that's very unusual. Like him, they still put up 80, still win the game by 14.
Want to quickly just check, if you got there in front of you, Trav, the other scores around the NBL1 courts. We know that Geelong have eliminated Dandenong tonight. A really good first quarter from Geelong at home. And in the end, we're able to get a close one. Dandenong gave themselves opportunities. So Geelong are through and will play the loser of Nunawading and Frankston, is where we're currently sitting right about now. So Geelong, I'll give you that score. I know it's close, 85-79. Frankston lead 103-97. Or is that a final score? Or is that'll be a final score. So 103-97. Frankston will, in the same way of Ballarat, earn a home prelim, and Nunawading and Geelong will play next week, and the winner will be here at the Mars Monodome in a couple of weeks to take on the Ballarat Miners in a prelim.
Yeah, I think ball doesn't lie, I don't think. I think that's a fitting saying. I think the two best teams in the comp get a week off. Well deserved.
All right, before we do get out of here, make sure you leave it locked on at NBL1 on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, all your socials, all the news, all the highlights, and all really the fixtures, the results, everything. If you're not watching it on NBL1 on YouTube, of course, the NBL1 show as well back on Wednesday. But your thoughts, Trav, just on tonight and exactly how this is playing out as we head towards the prelim weekend in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think Ballarat's playing exactly, and it's played out to a T. I mean, they took the rest over the last couple of games, and I reckon there's a lot of teams in the competition that didn't really appreciate them sort of lifting or taking a pedal off. It helped Melbourne get to 5th spot. It helped Ringwood. So I mean, there was a few teams that will be a bit annoyed by that, but it's worked out for them perfectly. They came out today and showed exactly what they can do. They're going to scrap it up. They're going to play defense. They're going to force you to execute. They're going to love a week off. I can guarantee Coach Joyce is not going to let them rest though. They'll go to practice over the next couple of days. Over the next week, they'll have a couple of hard practices. There'll be a game in there somewhere that they'll play, and they'll be ready to go.
Who's the MVP in your mind tonight?
Oh, that's a good call. I'm going to go with Coleman.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Coleman as well. I thought his third quarter, and there's always a lull, and Jerry Evans Jr. in the injury, and of course Dingakuth, although he wasn't forced to the bench, the fact that Marquise Coleman took the game over, 2 consecutive three-point play opportunities, one which he gave all 3, then a nice jump shot, went to the foul line on a foul, and he really just took it on his own accord and took the game over in the third quarter and allowed Akuth rest, and it meant that Jerry Evans Jr. and his ineffective play and injury didn't hurt the scoreboard from the Miners' point of view.
Yeah, they just didn't have a matchup. Kilsyth just did not have a matchup, and Hooley had to defend Shorty. That's Sam Short. Sorry, that's who they wanted him to defend. So Turner and Wern ends up having to defend Coleman, and Coleman just had his way. He could come off those picks. He can pull up because both of them are too small to defend his height mid-range J that he can lift off. He's a 6'4" guy with athleticism. When he lifts, he's over 7 foot. You know, he's shooting that over 7 foot high.
No doubt about it. Hey, mate, we're done. Hopefully we're back together. I know you'll be here in a couple of weeks' time, and I'd love to be back down here at the Mars Monodome if I'm invited to look after a prelim that could see the Ballarat Miners continue on into a final. They will play, as we said, the winner of Geelong and Nunawading next week. Don't forget Championship Day, August 17, the men's and women's NBL1 Championship games, and at Bond the following day. You coming down to Bond on Sunday, August 18 for the NBL1 Awards? I'm
not sure yet.
Yeah, you may as well come down. Get me a ticket, actually.
Give me a ticket.
Mate, and it's going to be a wonderful weekend of hoops. So as we head towards that, jump on Ticket Tech, check it all out, but make sure you keep it locked on at NBL1 on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. NBL1 on YouTube. Trav, thanks for having us, mate. And look forward to a prelim in a couple of weekends.
Thanks
couple
very
of weekends. For everyone else, enjoy your basketball. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock from MSAC, myself and Alice Koenig will be there for Melbourne and Bendigo. Enjoy your rest of your weekend. We'll speak to you next week.
Bye.